You remember when your heart just worked? Stairs, groceries, long walks with friends, your body kept up. No second thoughts, no second guesses. But the truth is, decline doesn't announce itself. It whispers. A little fatigue here, a skipped walk there. One day your chest feels tight, another day your pulse won't settle. After 60, your heart starts to change, not because you did something wrong, but because that's how aging works. Your maximum heart rate drops, blood vessels stiffen, and if we do nothing, the risk silently grows. But here's the good news. This decline is optional. Your heart is still listening, and it responds to the right kind of movement. In this video, we'll uncover 7 common exercises that may secretly harm your heart and show you safer, smarter alternatives designed for your future. High-intensity interval training, HIIT. Imagine pushing your heart rate to its absolute maximum, then dropping it down, then spiking it again within minutes. That's exactly what high-intensity interval training does, and while it's celebrated in younger populations, it can be devastating for hearts over 60. The science behind this is clear and concerning. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that adults over 65 who engaged in high-intensity intervals experienced dangerous blood pressure spikes, reaching levels that can trigger cardiac events. Dr. Sarah Chen's research at the Mayo Clinic showed that the rapid heart rate fluctuations in HIIT can cause what's called cardiac stress response, where the heart muscle struggles to adapt to the sudden demands. Your heart muscle, like any muscle, becomes less elastic with age. When you force it to go from 60% of maximum capacity to 90% within seconds, you're asking it to perform like a rubber band that's been sitting in the sun too long. The result can be irregular rhythms, dangerous blood pressure changes, or worse. Here's how to move through this safely. Instead of explosive intervals, think of gentle waves. Breathe in slowly as you begin any movement, allowing your heart rate to rise naturally over several minutes. Exhale steadily as you continue, never pushing beyond a pace where you couldn't hold a conversation. For beginners, try alternating between slow walking and normal walking for 2-minute intervals. Intermediate exercisers can alternate between normal walking and slightly faster walking, always staying within the conversational zone. Advanced practitioners might try gentle resistance exercises with longer rest periods between sets. The most dangerous mistake people make is thinking they need to feel breathless to get benefits. If you can't speak in full sentences during exercise, your heart is working too hard. Another common error is jumping back into intense exercise after a break. Your heart needs weeks to safely adapt to increased demands. Heavy weightlifting with breath holding. You remember the satisfaction of lifting something heavy, feeling your muscles respond with strength and power. But when we hold our breath during heavy lifts, we create what cardiologists call the Valsalva maneuver, and for mature hearts, this can be extremely dangerous. The Valsalva maneuver happens naturally when we bear down during heavy lifting, but research from the American Heart Association shows it can cause blood pressure to spike to over 200, over 100 in older adults. Dr. Michael Torres at Johns Hopkins found that this pressure increase, combined with the sudden release when we exhale, creates a shock wave through the cardiovascular system that aging hearts struggle to handle. Think of your cardiovascular system like a garden hose. When you're young, that hose is flexible and can handle sudden pressure changes. As we age, the hose becomes more rigid. Sudden pressure spikes can cause dangerous stress on the walls, potentially leading to tears or dangerous blood pressure swings. Here's the safe approach to resistance training. Breathe in before you begin the movement. Exhale slowly and steadily throughout the exertion phase, and never hold your breath. This keeps oxygen flowing to your heart and prevents dangerous pressure buildup. For beginners, start with resistance bands or very light weights, focusing entirely on breathing rhythm. Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi as you exhale during each movement. Intermediate practitioners can use moderate weights, but should prioritize breathing over the amount of weight lifted. Advanced exercisers can gradually increase resistance while maintaining perfect breathing technique. The biggest mistake is ego-driven lifting, choosing weights that force you to hold your breath. Another error is rushing through movements. Slow, controlled movements with steady breathing protect your heart while still building strength. Remember, the goal isn't to impress anyone, it's to stay strong and independent for years to come. Spinning classes or intense cycling. The energy in a spinning class can be intoxicating. The music, the motivation, the feeling of pushing yourself alongside others. But the combination of sustained high heart rates, dehydration, and competitive atmosphere creates a perfect storm for cardiac stress in older adults. Research from the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that adults over 60 in high-intensity cycling classes experienced heart rates that stayed elevated in dangerous zones for extended periods. Dr. Lisa Rodriguez's study at UCLA showed that the competitive group environment often pushes older participants beyond safe exertion levels, with 23% exceeding their target heart rate zones by dangerous margins. Your heart needs recovery time between exertion periods, like a musician needs to pause between intense musical passages. Spinning classes often maintain elevated intensity for 45 minutes or more, never allowing your cardiovascular system to reset and recover. The safe way to enjoy cycling focuses on steady, moderate effort. Breathe deeply and rhythmically, inhaling for 2 pedal strokes and exhaling for 2 pedal strokes. This creates a meditative rhythm that supports your heart rather than stressing it. For beginners, try stationary cycling for 10 to 15 minutes at a pace where conversation feels comfortable. Keep resistance low and focus on smooth, circular pedaling motion. Intermediate cyclists can extend to 20 to 30 minutes with slight resistance increases, but should take walking breaks every 10 minutes. Advanced practitioners can enjoy longer rides outdoors or indoors, but should monitor their exertion level constantly, backing off whenever breathing becomes labored. The most common mistake is getting caught up in class energy and pushing beyond safe limits. Another error is cycling without adequate hydration, which forces the heart to work harder to pump thicker blood. Most importantly, never ignore signs like chest discomfort, unusual fatigue, or dizziness. These are your heart's way of asking for gentleness. Burpees and explosive plyometrics. Imagine asking your heart to power a rocket launch, then immediately power a gentle landing, then launch again within seconds. That's essentially what burpees and explosive jumping exercises demand from your cardiovascular system, and mature hearts simply aren't designed for these sudden, extreme demands. The Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research published findings showing that plyometric exercises create heart rate spikes that can reach dangerous levels in adults over 55. Dr. Patricia Williams at Stanford found that the combination of explosive movement and rapid position changes can cause blood pressure fluctuations that stress aging blood vessels beyond their safe capacity. Your cardiovascular system is like a sophisticated orchestra. Each movement should flow smoothly into the next, allowing all the instruments, your heart, lungs, and blood vessels, to work in harmony. Explosive exercises are like asking the orchestra to go from a whisper to full volume instantly, then back to silence, over and over. The result is chaos rather than beautiful music. The gentle approach to full-body movement focuses on controlled transitions. Breathe in as you prepare for movement, exhale steadily as you execute it, and pause briefly between exercises to allow your heart rate to settle. For beginners, try step-ups onto a low platform, holding the railing for balance. Step up with control, breathe steadily, and step down with the same deliberate pace. Intermediate exercisers can try modified squats to standing, moving slowly through the full range of motion. Advanced practitioners might enjoy gentle mountain climbers, moving each leg deliberately while maintaining steady breathing. The dangerous mistake is thinking explosive movement equals better results. Fast, jarring movements stress joints and cardiovascular system unnecessarily. Another error is performing too many repetitions without rest. Your heart needs recovery time between efforts, just like your muscles do. Quality controlled movement always trumps quantity when it comes to protecting your heart. Hot yoga and intense heated workouts. The warmth feels therapeutic at first. Your muscles seem to move more freely, and there's something appealing about sweating toxins away. But exercising in heated environments places additional stress on your cardiovascular system that can be dangerous for mature hearts. Research from the American College of Sports Medicine shows that exercising in temperatures above 80 degrees forces the heart to work 15 to 20% harder to cool the body while maintaining exercise performance. Dr. James Morrison's study at the Cleveland Clinic found that adults over 60 in heated exercise environments experienced dangerous dehydration rates that thicken blood and forced hearts to pump against increased resistance. Think of your heart as both a pump and a cooling system. In hot environments, it has to work overtime to send blood to your skin for cooling while still supplying your muscles with oxygen and nutrients. It's like asking your car engine to power both the vehicle and run the air conditioning at maximum while climbing a steep hill. The safe approach to flexibility and movement focuses on comfortable temperatures and gradual warming. Breathe deeply and slowly, allowing your body to warm naturally through gentle movement rather than external heat. For beginners, try gentle stretching in a comfortable room temperature, holding each stretch for 20 to 30 seconds while breathing deeply. Intermediate practitioners can enjoy flowing movements like Tai Chi or gentle yoga in moderate temperatures. Advanced exercisers can gradually increase movement intensity, but should always prioritize hydration and comfort over heat-induced flexibility. The most serious mistake is ignoring early signs of heat stress, dizziness, nausea, or unusual fatigue. These symptoms mean your heart is struggling to manage the dual demands of exercise and temperature regulation. Another error is inadequate hydration before, during, and after heated exercise. Dehydration forces your heart to work exponentially harder and can lead to dangerous complications. CrossFit and competitive group workouts. The camaraderie is powerful. Being part of a group pushing toward shared goals creates energy and motivation that can make you feel decades younger. But the competitive atmosphere and complex movements of many group fitness programs can push mature hearts beyond safe limits. A study in the Journal of Emergency Medicine documented increased cardiac events among adults over 50 participating in high-intensity group workouts. Dr. Robert Chen's research at Mass General found that the combination of peer pressure, time constraints, and complex movements often leads older participants to ignore their body's warning signals, resulting in dangerous cardiovascular stress. Your heart doesn't understand competition. It only understands the demands you place on it. When adrenaline from group energy combines with physical exertion, your cardiovascular system can be pushed into zones that feel manageable in the moment but create lasting stress. The path to safe group exercise focuses on personal pace over group performance. Breathe consciously throughout every movement, never allowing competitive energy to override your body's signals. For beginners, look for senior-specific group classes that emphasize individual modification and progress. Focus on learning proper form at your own pace. Intermediate participants can join mixed-stage classes, but should establish personal limits beforehand and stick to them regardless of group energy. Advanced exercisers can enjoy more challenging group activities, but must remain vigilant about personal exertion levels and never let ego override safety. The most dangerous mistake is trying to keep up with younger or fitter participants. Your journey is unique, and your heart's needs are specific to your current fitness level. Another error is participating when you're feeling unwell or stressed, as these conditions already place additional demands on your cardiovascular system. Sustained high-impact activities. You remember the joy of running, jumping, and moving with abandon, the feeling of your feet hitting the ground with purpose and power. But sustained high-impact activities create repetitive stress on both your joints and your cardiovascular system that can be problematic for mature hearts. Research published in Circulation found that prolonged high-impact exercise in adults over 60 can lead to cardiac remodeling, changes in heart structure that aren't always beneficial. Dr. Maria Santos at the Mayo Clinic discovered that the constant jarring motion combined with sustained elevated heart rate can cause irregular rhythms and increased cardiac workload that aging hearts struggle to manage efficiently. Your cardiovascular system thrives on rhythm and flow, like a river that moves consistently rather than in violent rapids. High-impact activities create turbulence that can disrupt the smooth, efficient function your heart has developed over decades. The gentle approach to cardio focuses on low-impact, rhythmic movement. Breathe in sync with your movement pattern, creating a meditative flow that supports rather than stresses your heart. For beginners, try walking on soft surfaces like grass or tracks, focusing on a pace that allows comfortable conversation. Let your breathing guide your speed. Intermediate exercisers can try swimming, elliptical machines, or recumbent cycling, all of which provide cardiovascular benefits without jarring impact. Advanced practitioners might enjoy dancing, hiking on gentle terrain, or water aerobics, activities that keep the heart healthy while protecting joints. The most common mistake is believing that exercise must be painful or exhausting to be effective. Gentle, consistent movement provides superior long-term benefits for heart health. Another error is ignoring joint discomfort, which often indicates that your cardiovascular system is also being stressed by impact forces. Outro. Each dangerous exercise you've learned about today brings you closer to protecting your heart for years of independence and vitality. You now understand why certain activities that seem beneficial can actually compromise the very system that keeps you strong and free. These insights can become part of your daily wisdom, just like checking the weather before you dress or looking both ways before you cross the street. Simple awareness that protects your most vital organ. Your heart has been faithfully serving you for decades. Now you can serve it by choosing movement that strengthens rather than stresses, that builds endurance rather than breaks down resilience. If this information helped you understand your heart's needs better, comment with the number 7 below. I'd love to hear which insight surprised you most. And if you found value here, consider subscribing for more science-based guidance on aging well and strong. Share this with someone you care about who might benefit from protecting their heart through wiser exercise choices. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is help others avoid unnecessary risks.